had two populations. What he banked on, like they said right in there, was the people's frustrations amongst themselves. He used one part of the German population to kill the other part. And what was the frustration? Poverty. Poverty. That's why black people kill each other so quickly. They keep you mentally frustrated amongst each other.
Ain't it like a communist over there, like the government give everybody?
Nazi Germany was a socialist party, but it was only socialist when it came to European culture. It was not socialist with Asians. Nazi party was not socialist with Africans. Well, Japan was an ally of Germany, but that's just an ally. Doesn't mean that they're part of it. But they were about themselves. They programmed their people, and they used the pain of the people as a means to program them in a certain direction. This is how politics works. This is how dialectics work.
That's like what they doing with Islam.
Think about a white man trying to create a heaven for himself, and everybody else just live in hell.
That don't make no sense.
See, but they claim it. They claim it, and the reason why they can claim it because the people who are yes, thank you. The people let them, and particularly the people who should claim their birthrights have not claimed their birthrights. So other people claim your birthright. I'm gonna go over it. See, for me, I bring it to the court. To y'all, the jury, I gotta have evidence when I come to speak. Family, here we go. I was waiting for that to come on, because I got the book right in back of the board. I have the real book, written by a European Jew who is a doctor, and he goes in on the real origins of Judaism. He goes in on the real prophecy. He goes into on the real prophecy, and also in this book, and in one of the books up here, I'm going to show you how there's a DNA marker within the so-called Jewish population that is an African genotype called the Cohen gene. K-O-H-E-N. It is a gene that is not European. It is in fact an African gene from a particular group that has been found in the southern part of Africa called the Limba tribe. So when they say that we don't have the genes or our blood is contaminated, no, this is a game. Today's class is going, I don't want to reveal too much of what we're going to get because I want to leave some shock and awe for you. Because then that's what we need right now. We need a little shock and awe. Because a lot of people's like,
That's because they don't know.
Well, see, no, it ain't hit. They don't understand the degrees in which this thing is going to move. We don't live in real environments. If you've been coming to my class, I always tell you, we are living in a computerized, artificial environment. So we can't see what's really happening on the other side of the planet. Our view of what's going on over there is being transmitted in through an artificial filter. So it makes it appear that that's them people over there. Not only scripted, but programmed. Because the script is written based upon, I know you will not think outside of what I tell you. And you look at other people on the planet the way we taught you to. I don't care if they white, black, whatever they are. The way we have been taught to look at people comes from a system and a structure. So how we will interface with the system, how our own bodies, minds, and spirits will activate and move is based upon a program. I got something for you to hear, and when you hear this scientific fact, it may change the way you've been doing some things. Not just you, but all of us. But it's something that we talked about personally. And then it's something that I had to go on my science books and pull out. Oh yeah, and I want all the young brothers and sisters out there who's messing around with this particular thing to know that you are being attacked. Stay tuned. But what we are, not who we are. You know who you are. Who you are is that's one part. But you're beyond a who. You get on in. And if you didn't bring your notebook and pad, I think you should have. Because this is note-taking time. So thank you if you brought your pad.
My presence is strong for those oppressors who suppress my true knowledge, but cannot show the line and ties to a legitimate inherited sensory. I'm talking about melanin, extracted from elements. True intelligence, comprehending the place of development. What was understood as a holy black body became bodies sold for servitude, maliciously mutilated, murdered, degraded. Departed from a ritual practice faith, now disconnected from an ancestral hold. Misguided, miseducated, lost on the path, never to find a black soul. Though who could adore what this beautiful black body was built to absorb? Ultraviolet rays in its deadly phase will never destroy this atomic mass. We were created to withstand a nuclear blast. It is the substance behind all living existence. Facts of this truth becomes apparent with the view of your melon optivision. Eyelids closed shut will never stop this enlightened spirit. Somebody needs smoke just to hear it. So take a puff, breathe deep, phase within this semi-induced trance sleep. Results of this chemical and element infusion. Your thoughts are slowed down to analyze the illusion. Your thoughts are slowed down to analyze the illusion. Your thoughts are slowed down to analyze the illusion. Take your time. Take your time. Melanin. Melanin. Dwelling in your melanin. Melanin. Dwelling in your melanin. Melanin. Swimming in your melanin. Yes, it's melanin.
Peace and blessings, everyone. Hotep, assalamu alaikum. Islam, and all the rest of the beautiful readings of our ancestors and our people. My name is Brother Levi Hudari Sungura. I am an environmentalist, a musician, and also a researcher. My background is in, again, environmental science, music education. Okay? And of course, early children development and education. I also have a background in holistic studies, particularly music therapy and healing modality. African survival in the 21st century, biological warfare, entrapment, subtle vibrational attack, and depopulation, genetic warfare. Okay? We're speaking on biological warfare, entrapment, and when I use the word entrapment, I'm talking about crime. I'm talking about entertainment. Fashion. Social trends. Many of us would not consider this to be an attack. Social trends. But most of us never ask where our social trends come from. And if you don't know the origin of a social trend that you get involved in, then basically you're under a state of mind control. Psychological control, which is really spiritual control, control of the spirit, or influencing of the spirit. And that's the highest and most potent level of warfare. And right now what's going on in the earth is a direct attack on you. It has always been an attack on you. Eugenics, the war over creating the type of genes that is desired by a so-called dominant group, pairing and maxing and mixing genes, eliminating certain populations, right, by a particular group. In particular, we're dealing with European racism in science. So we're dealing with European supremacy, noted as white supremacy. I like to call it directly what it is. I don't want to be vague about it. And environmental science. This is why for years I have stressed, brothers and sisters, studying environment and science. No one can take that from you. as African people, Nubians, original people on the planet, you have always been connected to the environment. You are in direct communication with nature as melanated people. There has never been anything for you to fear. The biggest fear is to lose your memory. The biggest fear should be in how you would treat each other. Because that's what caused the downfall in the first place. So, getting back, crime, entertainment, fashion, and social trends. Many of our social trends is created by television programming, which is created by a group of designers who are funded, who have their own ideas of where they want the population to go. For instance, here go one for you. Once upon a time, you could never catch, not all of us, some of us would, but a great number of us you would never find wearing skinny jeans.
Did you, can I just say something?
Go
You
ahead.
was fashion up there. I was just like, oh, brother, in the store,
Yeah.
the men's side looks like the women's side. The pants.
All of this will be explained. Yes, ma'am.
It's sick to look at the pants. Because they look like ladies' pants.
And men can't wear ladies' pants.
I know that.
Because there's pants that are just directly designed for women. What are they trying to do?
Shut it off.
Shut it off.
Yeah, shut it off.
And who do they have wearing those pants? Entertainers and kids. But what? You said kids. See, we gonna keep track of these words. But I tell you, in my class, if you've been coming, you know that words create what? Energy. Words create energy and create power. Words are what? Spells. So we got to really look at what we're saying. You said kids, right? I just want you to hold on to it. You're not in trouble. Don't correct it. It's the reason why everything is going to stay where it's at. Because once I start explaining, you were watching a DVD called The Wise Protocols of Zion, right? So in watching The Wise Protocols of Zion, you heard about how they take the population and turn it on each other. They also, when you read that book, it talks about how the people are cattle, right? They call them goyim. 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 Okay. Goyim is cattle. So what's a kid? A baby goat. So when they have you calling your children kids, what you really calling them is goats, which means they're what? Cattle, which means they're also sacrifices. Checkmate. Check. There it is. Goyim. Going. Get away from calling these children kids. And then you wonder why they cattle us up. Call us cattle. And that's how they see us. When they herd, that's called a population, a herd. Animals are what? Herds. So they herd us in populations in gates, ghettos, and put numbers on us. Now, according to the ancient scrolls and scriptures, right, it is said that you don't put numbers on people. It says in the scriptures, in the Book of Kings, Book of David, I'll read it for y'all before the day is out, that when David went to go number the people, God became wrath with David and said unto him, and spoke unto him, and said, it is a crime to put numbers, to number the people. He showed disfavor in David putting numbers on the people. It is only in new societies where they do census. The census started with who? Rome. There was no census before then. We're going to take a census. A census of what? You see? What is counting the population about? Why are they concerned about counting you? Because once I put a number on you, you're no longer a person, you're an object. Are you hearing me? Once I put a number on you, you become an object. So We're dealing with creating an environment and erasing and taking certain populations out of the environment. And I don't ever, and I always say for the people who are watching, I don't deal with conjecture. I will take you to court. I will bring documents. I never talk off the top of my head. Don't make nothing up. Documentation from a basic environmental science textbook. You can clearly see what the plan is. They're giving me projections to 2050 and a book that was written in the year 2000. And I got books going back as far as 1965, 1976, giving projections all the way up to 2020. It's not a, yeah, it's a, what did we hear about projections? A projection, an idea that is planned and then projected into the environment. And how do you get it to move fast? You use crime, entertainment, and social trends. I'll get you to subconsciously accept things that are against you, that you know not or that you do know. Because before, there's certain things that we would never wear, and certain things that we would never say. And if you look at the population, particularly at our population, there's certain trends in culture that is not ours. And that's what's causing the sickness. Let me move on to the next one. Subtle vibrational attack. I know you're wondering, why did you put that there? Subtle vibrational attack is done by way of television, movies, music, commercials, advertisements, endorsements, you know, visual endorsements. And it doesn't have to just be television. It can be through simple as a symbol on a shirt, an icon, or a sigil on a shirt. It can be just basically, bless you, rakto, focusing on a particular thought or an idea and projecting it into your environment. Subtle vibrational attack. And the next part, depopulation and genetic warfare. That's what this is about. I've given this message so many times before. It's at this point where the message has to change now. The message now has to become proactive. I put it out there. I don't know if everybody, I told the sister, tell everybody, it's a must to come to this class. Because there's some things that I'm going to be saying and showing you as a defense to build your system up and get yourself together. And there's some ancient science that your ancestors have left for you that you have to get into. So make sure you write these down. And I'll take some time out for you to write them down. So we all understand what I mean by all these four. Okay. So I'll start there. I'll let you write those down. I'm going to erase that. And I'm going to go into now, some people don't particularly understand why I do this. But I want to confirm to all of the Bible thumpers, religious addicts, to all the religions and groups around the world today, that this people, the Africans of America, the Africans of South America, the Africans of North America, the Africans across the planet, are the chosen people, and this prophecy, this time, of what you're seeing, that you will amaze the world, and that because you are chosen, you will have to show your defense, your salvation will be in showing the world how to live. That's your defense.
Right off the Barnary sub-stop, Philadelphia, PA. Shot so loud you would think it was a club spot. African Americans, although we all over the web, we the hood librarians. We ship to prisons too. We reach out and deliver to those that's bitten too, but it's more than a bookstore. You want it, we got it. Make mixtapes, DVDs, and culture products. Black and Nobel got our hands in a lot of projects. We welcome all to come build, the energy is positive. Every member of the team is awake and conscious. Come through and experience this place of knowledge. They say they'll put it in a book if they wanna hide it from us. But we got them books so you can buy it from us. Something to read while you on a train or riding the bus. Get your read on, food for thought, get your eat on. Black and Nobel, I buy my books at Black and Nobel.